Hello everyone and welcome to the sideboard of the Los Angeles Invitational. I'm here with Calcano, Christian Calcano. Christian, you made quite the trek here, and it appears you brought your commander deck to battle in the Invitational, which is not the format. Christian's playing a 5-color control deck, kind of similar to what we've seen a few others playing at various Grand Prix and Opens, but definitely has its own spice and flavor to it. You've got a lot of different creatures, but not very many of them.
Nope.
Thragtusk is the only creature you even have multiple copies of. Speaking of multiple copies, most of the spells in the deck are one-ofs. We have 4 Farseek, 2 Chromatic Lantern, 3 Sphinx's Revelation, and that's it to go along with those Thragtusks.
Yep.
So let's just start off and talk about singleton strategy in these control decks. What's your motivation to go for so many different cards?
I guess just like there's a lot of different things my deck can do then, and there's a lot of different options I have. And since I have a lot of ways to like draw cards and find the spells that I want, it's kind of easy to just play a bunch of one-ups and not really care for like not drawing a certain card.
The 2 specific cards that strike out to me, at least, or 3 I should say even, Forbidden Alchemy, Thought Flare, and Snapcaster Mage all get like a lot better the more singletons you have in your deck.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like pretty much Snapcaster lets me have like two copies of like every one of these spells. So.
Sure, but at the same time, he's also like not that influential, and a lot of these spells aren't even that efficient compared to some of their counterparts. So you don't necessarily want to overload there.
Yeah.
You've got plenty of ramping between the Farseeks and the Chromatic Lanterns. Did you consider more lanterns, or even something like Gilded Lotus or anything like that?
Nah, not Gilded Lotus. Like it only adds 1 color anyway.
Sure.
And it costs 5, but I thought about maybe a 3rd lantern, but between the 4 Farseeks and the 2 lanterns, like it's 30 mana sources, and I figured that should be more than enough.
Well, your mana sources are as robust as your spells. Like one of almost every of the various comes into play tapped or untapped lands.
And one of the best land in the game too.
And we do have Island. We couldn't leave Island out. It's essential.
Yeah.
Alongside these, we have as utility lands 1 Cavern of Souls, which I imagine is kind of handy, just forcing through one of these creatures in a key spot.
If I need to resolve this bad boy, or this
Angel
one.
Serenity and Thragtusk being the big ones. But also you have Nephalia, Drownyard, and Keswick Wolfrun, which kind of leads me to asking, like, how are you planning to win with this deck? Like, what's the game plan for victory most of the time? Because I assume it's going to be damaged a lot of the time.
Yeah, most time it's just pretty much like get through this, like Wolfrun, or just like this one. But it's like if I'm playing as a control deck and it's a grindy game, I can also just mill them out too.
Drownyard's one of the best ways to kill the Bant deck, of course, if you can just keep them from resolving Elixir, which you're also capable of doing.
Yeah, I have this too, so...
Yeah. Very, very easy to actually get there on that. So of your wild array of sweet spells, why don't you pick out a few of your favorites?
This one.
Slaughter Games? Okay, we've immediately pulled out Slaughter Games.
Yeah, because like I think there's a lot of decks that just fold to it.
Sure.
Like, I was playing on Magic Online, and he's playing the Angel of Glory's Rise deck, and I just named Angel of Glory's Rise, and he just couldn't win. So I like to have cards in my deck that can do things like that.
I know this is a card you've been a fan of for a little while in the format, actually.
Yeah, like I had a Grixis deck with like a bunch of these main deck in Grand Prix Charleston.
Okay.
But like I ran into a bunch of zombies in day 1, so I really couldn't win. But I think this card is very good and very underrated still. So.
Sure. Well, you can go up to 2 Slaughter Games with your sideboarding. So let's actually talk a little bit about your sideboard. One of the things that's nice about these singleton strategies is you can board in even more variety post-board and get rid of all the stinkers. Stuff like Pillar Flame or Deathwind, not great in the control matchup. You board those out, bring in something spicy like a Sansa Delirium or a Vraska, which they're really not going to be expecting. So your sideboard has been constructed with plenty of singletons. Why don't you pull out some of the sweeter ones? Let's talk about Sands, because I think that's one that's recently come into its own.
Like it's pretty much like against the control decks. If they don't answer it like within the first few turns, they're literally just dead. Because it gets too out of hand, and they don't really have a way to win fast enough for it to for them to beat it. So they can never race it. So it's pretty good there.
You've also got Increasing Ambition as an additional form of card advantage postboard. I assume you're bringing this one in mostly against the control decks.
Yeah, just a ways to find the one card I need to beat them.
Sure.
So against control decks, I'd probably Ambitions for that, or Ambitions for Door to Nothingness.
That's right. We do have the Door to Nothingness, Ali's pet card that has strangely managed to find a home in these Chromatic Lantern decks. I don't think any of us saw it coming when we saw Door to Nothingness get the reprint, but
yeah, it's sweet. I like it.
Yeah, it's we're showing people the door in Standard these days. So beyond that, do you have any other sweet comments? Anything else you want to say about the deck? Any shout-outs?
Any shout-outs? Man, shout-outs.
We have
I guess
wealth.
My friend Mikey K. He gave me the I guess the pep talk to play more than one of these in my sideboard. Rock's Vendor. Like I had one main deck, one sideboard, and I wanted to have the old one of sideboard. And he talked me, he convinced me to like play the second one. I was like, okay, you win.
Talked you into reason.
I guess I think it'll work out.
All right, well, to reason then, and to Mikey K.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming over, Christian, and good luck in the tournament.
Thank you, appreciate it.